Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Main Event Interviews. My name, of course, is Main Event, and today we are visiting with Lady Lauren. How you doing, Lauren?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. And again, so your name on Steemit is Lady Lauren, but your official username, though, is Mrs. Lauren, right? Mrslauren. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, I unfortunately decided to change my name about 2 months in, and so I own the handle Lady Lauren, but I don't actually post on there, so it is a bit confusing. But yes, Lady Lauren is what I prefer.
Okay, we'll stick with Lady Lauren then. But if anybody is listening out there and you're trying to find her on Steemit, again, the Steemit name is Mrs. Lauren, so it'd be Mrslauren. And Lauren, where in the world are you coming from this evening?
Well, right now I'm in Boulder, Colorado. I actually just moved here about 2 weeks ago. I was raised in the small little town of Aspen, Colorado, and for these past about 2 years, I've been living in San Diego, California.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're West Coast. I'm over on the East Coast, and you're actually only the second person, I believe, so far that I've interviewed from the United States. Ironically, it seems like a lot of the people I'm interviewing are actually from all over the world. And do you find that on Steemit as well? Are you interacting with people from mostly all over the world, or mostly people in the U.S.?
I think it's 50-50 as of right now. It's not like I specifically look for people who live closer to me. I just happen to, be friends with the people who live on the other side of the world. But I think it's wonderful. I love this international community that we have here.
What brought you to Steemit? Was there something in particular? Did you maybe hear about it from friends or somewhere online? What brought you to Steemit?
Well, so I started getting back into cryptocurrencies early this year, and I used to watch a lot of the Dollar Vigilante's YouTube videos, and he's the one who mentioned Steemit back in May, and I looked into it, and it seemed very interesting and definitely up my alley. So I joined in early June, and here we are.
Yeah, I didn't join much earlier than that actually, and it was somebody from YouTube also that brought me over here. So it's interesting to hear everybody's perspective of what brought them to Steemit. Now, had you done any blogging or anything prior to Steemit, or was this your first experience with that?
Well, I've never really upheld a blog per se, but I do like to write, and I've tried attempting to start a blog, but I never got more than like one or two posts. So so this is kind of my first time really getting into blogging officially.
Yeah, I know myself prior to Steemit, I had never done any kind of blog. Now, do you find yourself writing a lot more now that you're on Steemit?
Definitely, and I love that. It's made me a better writer, and it's made me kind of upheld this writing habit, which is incredible. And I think it's only brought goodness to my life.
Now, what do you write about on Steemit? Is it mostly just about your own life, or do you do like stories? What do you like to write about?
So this was one of the issues that kind of came up on a Steam Speak Discord conversation a few weeks ago, actually. And I don't have a niche. I don't have a niche, whatever, however you want to say it. And I think that's an issue with my account, but I don't really want to get into one niche because I feel like then that'll just limit my possibilities of sharing my life and my experiences and my thoughts, because I think this is a really cool platform because it's not just a blogging website. You don't really have to just blog. You can also just post photos, or you can make vlogs. It's very open, and I like that fact too. So I was scared at first that I wasn't writing about one specific topic, but now that I'm kind of getting into the habit of things, I'd rather have it this way so I can write whatever piques my interest at the time.
Yeah, that's how I'm treating Steemit. I mean, one day I might be writing about like a game I played, or then the next day I'm taking pictures, or it's kind of day by day. And luckily, I seem to have attracted enough followers that I'm able to keep all of them happy with my various topics. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just connecting with people, like-minded people, regardless of what your content is. Don't you agree?
Almost definitely. Do you ever go on Twitch.tv?
I have not actually. I have not really ventured onto Twitch much. I am a gamer, but I haven't really gotten on there and watched other people. No.
Okay, well, it's a streaming website. I'm sure that you know it's a gaming streaming website. But the cool thing that I've noticed about the commonalities between Steemit and Twitch is depending on the user, the audience will adjust to what they want to put out. So like some Twitch.tv streamers would stream just one game and everyone would go and flock to their stream to watch that one game. But then some other streamers, their audience is there to watch them, because they're kind of like a personality and they're there for that specific person, not just because of the game or the content that they're streaming. So I think that aspect is really, really incredible that we're able to create an audience just from the fact that people are enjoying what we like to share.
Yeah, I think people being themselves is probably the biggest thing that they can do. Just be yourself. If you're really passionate about cooking, or if you're really passionate about some random topic that maybe somebody else isn't, that you're friends with in person, well, there's probably people on Steemit who might feel the same way. And so it's amazing when you find those people and they actually find value in your content and your passions.
Most definitely, yeah.
That's one of the biggest things I've noticed, is finding people. I think a lot of people join Steemit, of course, because they want to try to make some money. I mean, let's all admit it. Like, most people join Steemit. They saw that they could possibly post and do things and earn some cryptocurrencies, and that's all well and it's good. But you're not going to get rich quick or anything off this, I don't believe. And so I think connecting with people is the biggest thing. Have you found any resources since you've joined Steemit as far as connecting with other users?
Oh yes, like I've mentioned earlier, I love going over to the SteamSpeak Discord, and it's a great place just to either listen in or talk and voice your opinions on cryptos or the Steemit world or whatever topic they're discussing over there, because they like to talk about a bunch of different things, whether it's very serious or just a very random topic, and I just love that fact. And they've definitely created a little community over there, and so I've kind of felt like that's been my go-to resource.
Not to cut you off, you said that was the Steam Speak, right? Discord?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
I can send you the link.
Yeah, that would be great. We could include that in the show notes. I personally have not added that channel, but I'm a member of many others, and those have been the biggest thing for me on Steemit as a whole, was joining Discord. Did you have a similar experience?
Definitely, yes.
Would you say that most of the people who follow your blog now, do you think you found a lot of them through Discord? Do you think, or do you think you found most of them right from Steemit?
That's a good question. I think my home feed is filled up with most of the people that I interact with on SteamSpeak, but when it comes to the people who engage with my content, it's kind of like 25% from SteamSpeak, and then the other from just finding me randomly on Steemit.
So you find yourself mostly, and I think I do too, I find myself mostly following the people that I'm interacting with on Discord the most, because I feel like I'm getting to know them more. And I actually talk to them, and so when they do a post, it kind of like it means more.
Exactly. I cannot agree more.
Were there any other groups on Discord or anything like that that you're a part of that you wanted to mention, or just give a shout out to or anything?
Oh my goodness. Let me just count here. One, two. I'm a part of 11 Discords, and they all have to do with Steemit. So there's lots of incredible Discords that you can be a part of, and I think they all kind of have their own group, and it's kind of it's a good little intimate group that you can ask questions if you are having troubles with anything, or if you're just wondering how your post is. It's they're all wonderful small little groups. I tend to go to either the PAL, Peace, Abundance, Liberty, which is the Minnow support Discord, and then also I like to go to the Steam Trail one to share my posts under the according trails.
Definitely, and of course, this show stems from the PAL network. We're Minnows support the MSP Waves radio station project, and that inspired me to want to do these. So, Minnows support, I'm definitely a part of, and there's only a couple of others that I'm a part of, but I'm not really that active in most of them. The PAL network has been the biggest one for me. Were there any specific users that you maybe wanted to mention? Like maybe anybody that's helped you along the way in your Steemit career so far?
Tons, and I feel like I will mention some, and then I'll go back and I'll think, oh man, I should have mentioned that person too. I feel like we should definitely shout out Sir Quark, because he's obviously the reason why we're able to have this conversation right now. I think that's really really cool that he helped start this talk show or radio show. I think that's wonderful. Scaredy Cat Guide, he definitely has helped me along the way with a bunch of things. And who else have you maybe you would have known? Let me think.
Oh, and it doesn't have to necessarily be anybody I know, or just anybody that you'd like to give recognition to, or it could even be people that you're following their blogs and they're posting interesting, cool content, or anything that you want to shine a light on yourself or anything.
Yeah, one of the artists that I've been following since I first joined Steemit, Overkill Coin, he creates some incredible artwork and illustrations that are Steemit themed, and he definitely deserves a big shout out because he does some incredible work. There's also Forsticken, who started the Steam Speak Discord. I'm pretty sure he's a whale, and I think he's a witness to he's helped create the Steam Speak Discord, like I was just saying, and he's the reason that we're able to connect with each other. So he probably deserves a big shout out. Johnny Clearwater is also another Steemit user that has posted some pretty amazing things. He hosts a pixel art contest every week, and those have been very, very, very fun. I'm big into making art and digital artwork, and so every week he posts a theme, and then you have to just make some pixel art according to that theme. And I've joined a few different weeks, but that's also a great contest that I've been involved with these past couple weeks.
I'm looking at your pixel art post. If it says it's from 6 days ago.
Yes,
Very cool.
that was last week's. The theme was Cthulhu, and I think that the reason that I didn't get in the top three that for that one was because I didn't add wings. I don't know why I thought a Cthulhu didn't need wings, but yeah, it's always fun.
No, the artwork's great though. I'm a big retro gamer, so anytime I always see like pixel art, it always reminds me of old video games and stuff. So I really like that.
That's awesome.
Do you do a lot of the pixel art on your own? Is that like a hobby of yours?
No, I only do pixel art. I only really got into pixel art because of Johnny Clearwater's contest, but I do have a lot of different hobbies, and making art is one of them. I love to make digital artwork, and I also love to do watercolors and draw and sculpt, and just I have way too many hobbies. Actually my bio on my page is, hold on, let me see if I can just pull it up. It's I have too many interests slash hobbies to fit into a bio, and that actually I just changed recently, and that sums me up quite well, because I love getting into new things and learning as much as possible about them, so that if they ever come up in like a conversation, I'm able to say that, yeah, like I know how this works, or I've tried this, you know.
Oh, I think you could never have too many hobbies or too many interests. I think it's wonderful to always be learning new things and trying new things all the time.
Well, I'm glad that you agree.
Yeah, I noticed your looks like you do some photography as well, of course. I noticed your travel posts and stuff and your other photos that you've done. They all look very nice. So is photography something you do often?
Yes, most definitely. I've been taking photos pretty much all my life. I got my first camera when I was 7, and growing up, my dad was also really big into taking photos and making home videos and whatnot. And so he kind of taught me how to start that and how to do that. And I'm like always the one who brings my camera and always takes photos and videos of whatever I'm up to.
Yeah, I just recently got more into photography, and I'm looking to get a camera at some point too, and I absolutely love it. It's and Steemit has been a big part of that. I know I first started posting some photography, and I had never really gotten into it a lot. I had posted some on Facebook and stuff, but Steemit like exploded that hobby for me because I was just getting such positive feedback.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I think that the fact that when you post a picture that you've taken and you get good feedback, it kind of like motivates you to go out there and to take more so that you can share more.
Don't you agree that Steemit is a lot different than the other social networks in the sense that how people react? And I mean, of course, there's always going to be some bots and spam comments and all that stuff. But it seems like people put more thought into their replies, the ones who try anyway, than things like on Facebook or something. Don't you agree?
Completely, yes. Yeah, I the only thing that I'm scared about with the next hard fork is that we might lose that if we ever gain mainstream
No,
if
I
we
don't
ever
know.
gain mainstream recognition.
What is
Yeah.
the what now? Okay, so you mentioned something about a hard fork. What I try to follow the news and stuff, but I'm not an expert on it by any means. So feel free to share anything that you would know about any upcoming updates.
The hard fork, the next hard fork was actually pushed back. I do know that. I unfortunately don't know as much as I should, though, about the next hard fork, but I do know that I think its main focus is going to be advertisement, an advertisement on Steemit and getting more people into Steemit because I think Steemit's going to increase the amount of users that can be activated or users that can be created per day. So once the gates are open and the floods come in, I'm not too sure that that original content and intimate relationships are going to be as common on Steemit as they are right now.
And that's definitely interesting. I haven't really thought about that yet, because for me, it's like those other big networks still exist, and so that whole scene is already over there, and we're over here in our little world of Steemit, and I feel happy about that. But of course, I do want it to grow. So I think it will be interesting for us, for all of us who are here in these early stages, when the floodgates open, if it really does turn into what we think it could be, it will be interesting to see our little Steemit world totally change.
It will, and I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, and I'm gonna hope that it's gonna stay the same. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see, right?
My biggest hope, I guess, is that I'm hoping that a lot of these fake accounts and these these profiles that are just spamming and all that stuff, if all of those were gone and replaced with actual people, even if they were just leaving short little comments, at least they would be real people, right? That would actually maybe have some value there. And so that's what I'm hoping, is that maybe a lot of these, these spam accounts and stuff, they'll just be hopefully overwhelmed with real people eventually. Right now, it seems like there's a lot of those fake accounts, but hopefully they'll be real people eventually.
Me too. Me too.
Now, were there any things about Steemit that you wish could be any different or could be maybe improved? Anything like that?
Yes, and I actually made a post about this like only a week after I first joined. And if I can just go down to reference it really fast, I don't believe that any of the things that I talked about have been changed, which is kind of funny. But I mean that's fine. Obviously, it's still in beta, so there's a lot more growth that is going to happen on this platform. But I think most of the things that I had referenced in that post are available on busy.org, which is kind of like the sister site to Steemit, whereas it's Steemit, but it's just on a different, not interface, but it's just a different layout, how like the website works. So they have instant messaging, which is something that I thought would be interesting to have. And they have what else do they have that I wrote about? Let me see. Oh, saving posts. I think that would be really important, especially if you're starting out, because I know that when I first started out, I was trying to figure out how to upload my profile picture, and I had to figure out and like look up that you have to go through a third party imaging hosting site to be able to post it. And I think just to be able to like bookmark or save the different posts and keep them in a special file on the actual website would be nice, just to have that reference to go back to see certain posts. And like for contests too, I know that I come across a bunch of interesting contests that I would like to enter in, but then I lose track of time, and I somehow lose the post and I'm not able to go back to reference it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things out there that Steemit could add, and that's definitely one of them. I know when I first joined, there wasn't really this clear blueprint of where to go, what to do, what the proper Steemit etiquette was, as far as how the platform worked. I mean, you had like the frequently asked questions and, a few little things here and there, but it definitely could have helped you in so many more ways, and I'm hoping that's one of the things they'll change. And like you said, adding a feature where you could save certain posts or bookmark them, or I guess you have the following feature, but yeah, like you said, it could certainly be expanded.
Yes, definitely. As of right now, I just have a very, very long folder of bookmarks of Steemit posts that I've came across on my Chrome web browser. But it would be nice just to have it on Steemit.
Definitely, absolutely. Now, what are some of the things about Steemit, though, on the other end that you really enjoy?
Everything else. I love everything else. I love the markup. The markup. What is it called?
The editing tool.
Yes, thank you. The markup editing tool. I like how that works. I like that you can embed YouTube videos right into your posts, and just click and drag photos into your posts, and they make that really simple and very easy, and I appreciate that. I just like the fact that it's still small, and I still like the fact that there's lots of room for growth.
There's only room for up from here, as they would say, right? We have such a small user base right now, but yet it's filled with so many creative people and a lot of outgoing people. And so hopefully as the floodgates open, there's going to be all these leaders here who are groomed, and they're going to understand what Steemit is, and hopefully they will take the initiative and help some of these new users. Don't you think that's going to be necessary?
Oh yeah, definitely. When it comes to my posts, they are very sporadic and very eclectic, and I like to talk about lots of different topics, whether it's HBO's new TV show, or introverts, and transhumanism, and just very specific topics. I like to cover them all. So I just hope that I will be able to connect with more users, and I'll be able to, expand my knowledge of the crypto world and the blockchain world, and it's all very exciting and very new.
Were there any other things that you wanted to mention, or any last minute Steemit shout outs out there for any other users, or were there any parting words or advice that you'd like to give our young minnows out there listening? Most of the people that end up listening to this show, a lot of them are probably minnows. I'm sure we get a few whales and dolphins in there once in a while too, but mostly minnows. So if you had any kind of encouragement or advice for them if they're just maybe new on Steemit and listening to this show.
Yeah, I think maybe the best piece of advice that I could give is to not get caught up in it. Just not get caught up in not trying to maintain consistent postings and not trying to maintain keeping up with everything, because I know that at first it's very exciting and you're so into it and you spend hours and hours investing into it. But if you get too caught up, it might get a bit overwhelming. Just remember that your account is for you. You know, it's not for anyone else, and that you should post things that you are genuinely interested in, not posts that you think will make a lot of money. And I think that's what I'm most scared about when it comes to, the floodgates being opened. Is I'm scared about clickbait. I'm scared that people are going to just post content because they think that it's going to get lots of upvotes, and I don't want Steemit to be like that. I think we've done very, very well in creating this website that promotes original content, and I want to make sure that it continues to be like that.
Absolutely. Well said. And if you're listening out there and you're new on the platform, heed that advice. Just be yourself. Post things that you care about, make sure it's all original content. Make sure it's stories about things that you actually experienced and pictures that you actually took. I'm not against sourcing images and stuff like that. I mean, if people get things the right way and they source them, that's fine. But Steemit to me should be about originality. I guess is the biggest thing for me and Steemit. And it's encouraging to hear people like you, say that, that you encourage original content. I think a lot of people get on here and they just worry too much about making money, and they worry about, like you said, keeping up with everybody, and don't worry about that. Worry about quality over quantity, right? Is a good way to say it.
Definitely, because when I first joined, I saw Sweet, JSSS, and her content is incredible. It's very, very high quality, very lengthy, and she posts every single day. And just looking at her, I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to be able to get to that level? And then I realized after, the first like month of stressing out, trying to like push original content out, I finally realized that, hey, you know what, she is the ultimate goal, but I don't need to stress myself out and push myself to post stuff every single day, because if I continue to do that, then I'm going to get burnt out. So I just need to do what's right for me in my account. And yes, obviously she is incredible for being able to maintain that for so long.
Yeah, everybody's going to do things differently. Everybody's going to reach different levels. And somebody said it best, and I believe it was Sir Cork, actually. If it gets to the point where it's not fun, that's when you're doing something wrong. Always make sure you're still having fun. Don't stress yourself out, and just be yourself and have a good time with it.
Most definitely. I cannot agree more. And I used to date a Twitch streamer, and he unfortunately, after about 2.5 years of streaming, he unfortunately gained the mindset that streaming is work and it's not play. And so he felt like it wasn't worth it, and he kind of lost his interest because he wasn't doing it because he loved it anymore. He was doing it because it was his job. And so I just really hope that people just post the stuff that they want to post because they're genuinely interested in it. Because if you just post things because you want to make money, it'll turn into a job, and then you'll start to lose interest and passion.
Definitely. All right, well, I think we can pretty much wrap it up there, unless there was anything else you wanted to add or anything like that. We definitely got to know you a lot more, and your opinions on Steemit and where we think the platform's heading and things, and that's basically what these are intended to do. It's just kind of here to get to know you a little better, and I think we did a great job of that. All right, everybody. So that winds up our interview with Lady Lauren. I'll say it correctly. Your official Steemit name is Mrs. Lauren, Mrslauren, but you're being referred to as Lady Lauren, right?
Yes, yes. I feel like it's more applicable given that I'm not a married lady.
Well, we'll hope to see you around the Steemit universe, Lady Lauren. And once again, everybody, it's the Steemit username is Mrs. Lauren. It would be just Mrslauren. Feel free to check her out on Steemit. I will post that in the show notes as well. Thank you so much, Lady Lauren, for visiting with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you.